It's week 1 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Eagles and the Lions, and it comes your way next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we have arrived at the start of another NFL season, the most exciting time of the year. And CD, both of these storied teams we're about to see trying to take a step forward this year. Philadelphia, a lot of optimism there that they can get in the postseason and make some noise. Detroit, of course, we know the story of their franchise. They're just trying to get out of that NFC North basement.
But one thing I know about you, partner, you're extremely empathetic, and you do feel for those Lions fans because they have not had a postseason win to celebrate since 1991. They are excited about the direction the franchise is headed, though. They thought they had a good draft, they love their front office, and they really like their head coach.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from Ford Field. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Hurts. Dancing to his left. And incomplete on the deep ball. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
And Sanders with a carry on 1st down as he picks his way forward for a gain of 5. From just shy of midfield, Hurts. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here? The first sack of the season. Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the 1st. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the 7th-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his 2nd season as a Lion.
Certainly a different set of circumstances awaited Jared Goff in Detroit last season after his trade from Los Angeles. He made what he could out of them and managed 3 wins on a rebuilding Lions team. They should improve this year behind Goff after an offseason where they made considerable investments in order to try and improve this ball club.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. What a play there by Fletcher Cox to get in and knock him down behind the line.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
On 2nd and 12, Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now Goff. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he is going to have the Lions first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Goff on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Reynolds.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 31, Goff. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. That is caught. Josh Reynolds. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Gone. He'll get this off to Swift. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by the former Lion, Darius Slay. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. It's caught. Smith. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts escaping the pressure right. Hurts fumbles it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. On second down, Williams at a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. A shotgun snap for Goff. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, you have to be aware defensively that you've got 2 goals, because obviously you're trying to prevent the touchdown, but you're also trying to keep it from getting a first down as well. That time they weren't up to the task, and it's first and goal.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's first and goal. Williams into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On second and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. Here's Goff. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's third and goal. Williams. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
That's a really good defense there, because they saw the heavy work coming from the offense. Countered with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Badgley able to knock this one through, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
Coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think Coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Throwing again on second down. Hurts. He's got Smith here. Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. Forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. On third down, they they turn to Sanders. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Brett Kern now to punt this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Open man downfield is Reynolds. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 33 yards that time. Well, one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again, Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Goff now to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now it's Goff. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Badgley's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, this is your halftime report. First, we travel to Cincinnati where the Pittsburgh Steelers took an early first half lead. What a pass to George Pickens by Kenny Pickett to take the lead. Both rookies involved in that play. What a play for the Steelers offense to take the early lead in that one. From there, they would kick a field goal in the second quarter to take a 10-0 lead. And then Bengals trying to respond in the second quarter. Joe Burrow throws a pick six to Levi Wallace. Pittsburgh defense scores a touchdown, 17-0 now. Well, no, 16-0, and then they kick the PAT to make it 17-0. And then from there, late in the second quarter, Najee Harris just takes it in at the goal line to make the score 24-0. And then the Cincinnati Bengals would punt right before halftime. The Steelers just dominating in that one. From there, we travel to Houston, where the Colts, the Texans take an early lead. Took an early lead with a field goal to make it 3-0. But then Josh Dobbs on this drive, 53 seconds to go on the clock. Josh Dobbs throws a bomb pass to his receiver for a touchdown. The Colts, what a play by them to take the lead. late in the second quarter, right before halftime, Josh Dobbs trying to make something out of anything, throws to Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor takes it out of bounds, and the clock just runs out to send that one to halftime, 7-3.
Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Amon-Ra St. Brown set a Lions rookie record with 912 receiving yards, and over 60% of those came in the final 6 games of the season. He got better and better as the campaign rolled on. And when they went to him like he was their top receiver, he produced like it as well. And he certainly earned that spot here in his second year, and he gets a first down for Detroit.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runner.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he wants Reynolds way downfield. And got his man complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They give him a gain of 38.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Well, looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Go off a handoff here to Swift. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They run it again with Williams. Stopped short, down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get all the way to the end zone. They'll run it with Williams. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's interesting where we are in the game now. The analytics folks, they might tell you to kick the field goal and make it a 2-score game. But you have to wonder if emotionally they're thinking, let's go for the touchdown and try and slam the door.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. And all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And they start in the best of all positions, 1st and goal. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Williams will try again. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
This has not been a fun game for this defense. They've definitely had their share of struggles, but they needed to make a play right there, and they finally get it done on 3rd and goal.
So here comes a very important kick now for Michael Badgley. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score.
Throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and saying, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
After the interception, here's Goff. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And he'll just get rid of it. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. Goff. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Badgley's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So an important one there as they widen their lead in this fourth quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Williams. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Goff. And that's hauled in. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
You know, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Hurts. Pass complete. Goddard. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Hurts to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. He'll look to throw. Complete to Boyd. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. That's caught one more time by Boyd. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Flush to his right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. They get Lane Johnson, the number 4 pick back in 2013. From the gun, it's Hurts. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. He's going deep for Brown. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. One last shot at the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for Detroit, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week as Washington comes to town. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings.